Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm pleased to announce that Heinz Doofenshmirtz is in fact alive. This is crazy new news. You see the sarcasm? Please. So now I'll spend the rest of my life wondering how he got out of that situation. So another batch of Phineas and Ferb episodes just dropped, but that was half a day ago. Nightmarinator and Doof in Retrograde. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, the episodes were fine. Probably the most consistent duo we've seen. Since we're making our way into a mind-numbingly long hiatus, I'm going to make a wish list for the rest of the season. Stick around until the end if you're interested. Now, yesterday, Dan Povenmire posted a vid where he fixes a sloppily animated sequence. Between that and the way these episodes looked, I think I'm finally 100% certain I hate the new animation. Yep, no more dancing around with this. Snipple ain't doing it for me. I want synergy back, they were more consistent. I mean, Snipple worked with Hamster and Gretel. By season 2, they seemed to really get the hang of things. It looked a lot better over time. I found that Cloudy with a Chance of Mom, Sub Sandwich Sub, License to Bust, and Dry Another Day were on the nicer side animation-wise. Those episodes seem to get the better end of it. But I'm starting to realize that the odd lovely sequence is not worth the inconsistency at all. I will say though, I'm glad Dan decided to fix the sequence, props to him. It's just a shame because the wonderfully weird world of Gumball dropped, and the animation is actually an upgrade, which is saying a lot because the show was beautiful even in the original run. I just wish Phineas and Ferb, being one of Disney's biggest cartoons, could see an upgrade too, because the revival is generally good. Anyways, now to talk about the episodes themselves. Nightmarinator was the episode I was hyped for the most, and for good reason. I mean, there's so much potential. Unfortunately, I honestly went out thinking the episode should be double length, which is never a good thing. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. This episode was kinda disappointed. Basically, Heinz creates an innator that projects the dreams of everyone it hits. We finally got our first Vanessa song of the season.
Yellow foul in the moonlight. You gotta be kidding me.
But one of my biggest gripes is the severe lack of a Phineas dream. Like, I'm glad Ferb was included, but doesn't it feel strange that Phineas wasn't? Also, Isabella's dream was fine, but I'm kind of surprised it wasn't Finabella related. I mean, she was literally writing something in relation to him before she was shot down. Come on, Dwarf, you can't leave the entire Finabella community hanging on a 5-month hiatus, especially after Meet Me in St. Louis failed to deliver. I like the second song, Dreamscape Drama. It's not often that you get more than one in 11-minute episode. And this song specifically was a lot better than its length would give off. And you've got to love the nice little reference here. Oh, also, Norm mentioned... Anyways, you can see there's no hype behind this script because this episode really didn't feel all that much to me. It could be recency anti-bias, plus the fact that I hyped this episode up in my head, plus the fact that this is one of the 2 final episodes before a 5-month hiatus, but my placement still stands. The episode has no solid narrative. Hell, it even ends abruptly with the jump scare. I find this episode to be like Ferb TV, in a way. I give the Nightmarinator a harsh C+ tier. It's still better than Meet Me in St. Louis, but weaker than everything else. I feel like it suffered from the same should-have-been double-length problem that Attack of the Candace suit found. Difference being that episode had very strong positives, whereas this one had moderate positives, and was overall run-of-the-mill. It's a fine episode, don't get me wrong. On par with the likes of iBrobots or Just Passing Through. Just not that groundbreaking. For the 3rd time in a row, the second episode wound up being the better one. I really liked Doof in Retrograde a lot more than I expected to. But I have a pretty major complaint. Phineas and Ferb themselves. It feels like they're just the setting of some of these episodes. I mean, in this episode, them alongside Buford and Isabella just fly around for the whole thing and have no real roles. It would be less of a problem if I didn't find it to be such an increasing factor this season. I mean, we're seeing a decrease in I know what we're going to do today and what you're doing, but most importantly, a decrease in motive. Phineas and Ferb don't just do what they do for the sake of it most of the time. There was often some sort of motive to it. This is not completely lost. Episodes like Dry Another Day, Out of Character, and Biblioblast sell these aspects while giving us more focus on the kids doing what they're doing. But it feels so odd to constantly be diving right into what Candace and Doof are doing while Phineas and Ferb are just the setting. I know Dan said that Candace and Doof are technically the main characters, but the boys still had that focus in the original run, like in Bully Romance Breakup, Kabloon Ultimatum, Cranius Maximus, The Beak, and the original 2 Leap episodes. All great episodes. Oh, and the 2 best episodes of the show, of course. I'm growing appreciation for episodes like Try Another Day because of it. In fact, despite it being my least favorite episode during my original watch through, it may hit the A's here. What I'm saying is that I want more stories centered around the gang. So far, this season, Biblioblast, Out of Character, and Mantis Fact did this best. Anyway, let's talk about the episode itself. As I said before, it's definitely better than Sister episode. Baljeet taking a central role surprised me because only Irving was mentioned in the synopsis, not him. But it was a pleasant surprise. Baljeet's actually my favorite member of the Backyard Gang, and it's always great to see him take center stage. But anyway, they were absolutely the best part of the episode. The dynamic is so fun, and I'm so glad to see an increase in Irving interacting with characters that aren't Phineas and Ferb. It's really refreshing to see. The milkshakes reference caught me off guard, nearly as much as the Isabella nickname drop. Candace's subplot was fun too. The voice acting here was phenomenal, and I love Candace's blasé fit in this episode. It really fits the vibe she was going for. And although I just dogged on the animation a minute ago, I love how vibrantly animated Candace is in this episode. Finally, there's Doof and his subplot, which was nothing special, aside from a few standout moments. Ever since Stan posted that video yesterday, I had the line, "I'm the center of the universe" in my head, and it was driving me crazy. So I was relieved when I finally got to the episode, thinking, oh, I can finally get this line out of my head. But no, it was literally the title of the song, so now it's even more stuck in my head. At the very least, it at least got that Gumball Burger song out of my head. People are dumb, dumb, dumb. Joyful burger, you know you want one. Dum dum dum. The animation sequence the song had was really lively too. Another win for the animation, I guess. The end credits scene was nice. Aside from it being another great Linda moment, it's nice to see them trying to do something interesting with this new end credits format, instead of just stretching out a scene to the max because they got very annoying very fast. Here they at least extend the song, which I like because again, this song isn't a necessarily short banger. This season is the season of short bangers. Disco Sphere, Forced Perspective Western Town, Dreamscape Drama, and now this. Doof in Retrograde gets the B tier stamp. Phineas and the Gang Sans Baljeet literally doing nothing brings this episode down a bit. But aside from that, it did what it needed to do and I liked it. This may even score higher in the future. It's one of the better instances of leaving the brothers in the dust, even though I'm generally not a fan of that action. Now, let's tangent and talk about my wish list. Okay, so as far as Season 5 goes, we've got 13 episodes so far, which means there are 7 left to go for Season 5. 14 segments to be exact. And although I will not keep my hopes up, there's a chance we'll get a special for the finale. When Season 4 got specials, they were ordered independently of the episodes. One of them was atrocious, one of them was bad, one of them was great, and the other 3 are top 5 episodes. I'm gonna leave the specials out of the cards, just so I don't put my hopes up too high. What we do know is that the episode Duplicated is one upcoming in 2026, and I just hope this episode's a double N. I said it last week. The story ideas the crew comes up with are great, but the 11-minute length fails to contain it, causing them to either rush things or cut integral formula moments. The only double-length episode we got so far, save from the premiere, was an obligatory one. So I hope to see more of them, and I hope Duplicated is one of them, because this premise is way too good to be wasted on the 11-minute segment. Next up, we need at least one Finabella episode for Season 5. Not my personal wish, because I'm not a Finabella shipper, but they have still yet to make up for Meet Me in St. Louis. This one, however, is my personal biggest wish, and that's another Stacy episode. And another episode where she interacts with Vanessa. Sorry guys, if you didn't want me to ship it, you shouldn't have made Stacy so sapphic. I mean, she literally pretended to be Vanessa's boyfriend. Stacy's easily the most sapphic character in the show. Also, I don't want Coltrane to be her romantic partner simply because he's a nothing character. I mean, he didn't even fulfill his role of fixing the Canderemy third wheel in because Stacy continued to complain after the Baljeetos. She loves Candace on her own merits. Nothing will change that. But now that we're getting a hiatus, we need some more Stacy as an apology. I'm half joking. On a serious note, I'd like to see more snippets of Stacy and Perry just being buddies, like in the Aurora Borealis, Isabella's solo song, and Baljeet's solo song. If we include Commune with Nature from the album, Buford has had 2 solo songs. Which is insane, because his only solo song in the original run was Whale Mingo. I'm so glad Bobby Gaylor is getting more comfortable singing as Buford. We need one from Isabella. Stabby Barf Pain is great, but I need a song about Isabella, like the birthday song or I Need My Letter Back. You know, now that I think about it, Fanabella shippers were really spoiled during Season 4's run. Makes this trout feel even more unforgiven. Suspend Your Disbelief does not count as Baljeet's solo song. Okay, it kinda does. But I want to hear him sing more. His songs always vary so much in genre, and I like that. I hope we get another Fireside Girl episode, along the lines of Templar Snap and Beast Story. We haven't seen any Pinky yet, and it's driving me crazy. I hope we get some sort of episode family-focused on one of the ethically diverse characters. And finally, I want the next time skip episode to not be bad, like Act Your Age. Great, now I can make a bingo chart for the rest of the revival. While I do that, you go watch the episode. It's the last you'll see of Phineas and Ferb for a while, so hopefully Take Two 2.0 can keep the community occupied until then. Oh, also, sorry for not posting as often. I've gotten real busy recently, and I don't have as much time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and tell me what you thought of today's episodes. Bye now! I got some in my eyes. Lost a bet, got bit by 100 flies. Fell out of a big old tree. Hit every branches, scraped up both my knees. I got chased by dogs, licked by a frog. Got a rash on my leg, dropped a dozen eggs. I got splinters in 7 and 10. And tomorrow, I'll do it all again.